Firstly, let's take a brief look at planets on the outer reaches of our solar system, categorized as trans-Neptunian objects, TNOs for short, due to their orbits being outside Neptune. The sizes of these objects is pretty much unknown, but they are classified as dwarf planets. Eris, said to be the most massive of the dwarf planets orbiting our solar system. It was discovered in 2005. This planet is named after the Greek goddess Eris, the personification of strife and discord, often depicted with wings. Eris's moon is called Dysnomia, named after the daughter of Eris. Dysnomia, in English, translates into lawlessness. In literature, dysnomia is portrayed as being demonic. Now we turn to Pluto. It was discovered in 1930 and was given its name on the 1st of May. Pluto, the king of the underworld, Hades, hell. Here is a 16th century painting of Pluto, Jupiter and Neptune. And now we move on to Pluto's 3 moons. Firstly, Hydra was given its name on the 6th of the 6th, 2006. In Greek mythology, Hydra was the 9-headed beast, the guardian to the entrance of the underworld. Nix is the natural satellite of Pluto, discovered in June 2005. In Greek mythology, Nix is also known as goddess of the night, of the shadows, mother of death and sleep. Charon is Pluto's largest moon, also the legendary name of the Greek ferryman of Hades. You paid a coin to Charon to carry your soul across the lake of Styx to Hades. And now we come to the dwarf planet Make. It was discovered in 2005 and kept secret until 2008 under the code name, believe it or believe it not, Easter Bunny. It was so named Make after the god of Easter Island. Haumea, an unusually egg-shaped planet. Believed it was caused by a prehistoric cataclysmic collision where its 2 moons were probably broken off as parts. Quite apt, because it's named after the goddess of Hawaii, Haumea, whose 2 children, Hiaiaka and Emeka, were pieces broken away from her flesh. One would think a rather strange fertility goddess. Sedna, one of the reddest planets in the solar system, very controversial, and is said to have a highly eccentric orbit. The IAU and Minor Planet Center got a bit upset when details of its discovery and name were released to the public prior to their classification. The controversy goes further, by some saying that it has its own star, in other words its own sun. It has even been said that the hypothesized brown dwarf Nemesis could be what is creating its orbit. Later in the video. Sedna is the Inuit goddess of the deep sea. who attacked her parents and had her fingers cut off and was thrown into the sea. What is also unusual, she is relatively a modern deity compared to others. Orcus was discovered in 2004. It is a grey, water-rich planet, very similar to Pluto in an opposing orbit. The Etruscan word Orcus is the equivalent of the Greek Pluto. Orcus is the Etruscan god of the underworld, and also the name meaning hell. He was the torturer of souls in the afterlife. Orcus's moon is named Biumph, after the Etruscan goddess, the winged demon standing for slaughter and destruction. And there you have a brief description of some of the newly discovered planets in our solar system. But what absolutely amazes me is why they all seem to have names of gods and goddesses, of plagues, doom, death and destruction. And they claim the stories behind the names are chosen by the discoverers, family, friends and loved ones. I find that extremely hard to believe. Most are not as highly publicised as Pluto, which was supposedly named by the discoverer's granddaughter, but somehow over 400 years prior, depicted in this painting is Jupiter, Neptune and Pluto. Now let's briefly talk about the mythical planets. Most cultures around the world have legends and stories of cataclysmic events caused by heavenly bodies falling from the sky. Nearly all religions have a similar tale to tell. Wormwood, Nibiru, Woden, the Destroyer, and many more have been prophesied throughout time. I am not a religious person myself, but I do believe these tales to hold some historical fact. Due to most things in life being cyclical, i.e. the biblical floods, earthquakes, etc., will be forced upon mankind again and again. The Sumerians, 6,000 years ago, wrote of such events, and their words have echoed through time in one form or another. And we should listen to such historical detail and take heed of their warnings. And now we arrive at the hypothetical, theorized giants of our solar system. The same guys who discovered the dwarf planets we looked at earlier in the video have hypothesized and believe that our sun is in a binary system. Yes, many scientists and astronomers have come to this conclusion, that our sun has a twin, a partner. Some of the evidence they use to support this theory, and sudden deluge of comets being knocked or drawn out of their standard pattern, and the peculiar and irregular orbits of long-term comets, and these brown dwarf giants causing some of our inner solar system planets to wobble. The first hypothetical body we are going to discuss is Tyche. There are claims from scientists that they have proof that this low mass sun definitely does exist. They also say that NASA's WISE telescope must have captured evidence. This is a statue of the Greek goddess Tyche, which is in the Vatican Museum. Once again, you have to ask, what do the people know who are handing out these names for our celestial bodies? The second of our hypothetical planet, Nemesis. It is said to be a red dwarf, a white dwarf, or a brown dwarf. A team of highly respected scientists believe this does exist and was the cause of previous extinction level events. The Greek mythological figure, Nemesis, the winged goddess of divine retribution, who was known for her fury, wreaking revenge on mankind. And now we come to the most amazing planet of them all, our green and pleasant land, planet Earth. Or at least it has been green and pleasant for most of human evolution and the majority of mankind. But our planet is changing rapidly. Over the last decade, earthquakes are up tenfold, and the majority of humankind ignore this fact. It would almost definitely seem this is caused by planetary influences. We are in dangerous times, and you must realise our governments are not going to inform us. Look at it realistically. How could they? Populations would panic and chaos would ensue. The scientists who do not believe in cyclical, cataclysmic events base their denial on lack of criteria and crustal evidence, saying there's no proof of extraterrestrial impacts on our planet, and hasn't been for hundreds of thousands of years. But the fact is, you do not need an impact to cause destruction. Planetary alignments alone are enough to adversely affect our planet, causing gravitational pulls and disruption of the magnetosphere. If a perturber, a trans-Neptunian body, visits our inner solar system, aligns on our elliptical plane in conjunction with the Earth and the Sun, and the mass is large enough, volcanoes, earthquakes and tsunamis will take place. Of that you can be assured. One of the clues we have are the governmental bodies who have named these planets after harbingers of doom. Pre-warned is pre-armed. Please do what you can to stay safe. There are tough times ahead. Take care, and thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you.